He has a qualification score of 614.9 and was gold medal winner of the Grand Prix in Novi Sad. Position F from Hungary. Here we got a big applause for Rezic Csaba. 614.8 was his qualification score. Position E. With a big applause, we welcome from France, Didier Richard, the gold medal winner of the Europeans 1997. Position D. A big applause for this Danish shooter, Jens Friemann. Silver medal at the Europeans 22, actual. Position C, representing Slovakia. Big applause for Radoslav Malinovsky. 4th in Rio, 7th in London, a great shooter. Position B. For him, it's his first final representing China, Ren Bo. A great result, 621.7. And on position A, last but not least, from France, here is Jean-Louis Michaud. And the officials for this final. The jury will be Liam Crawford, Ireland. Applause. And our Chief Range Officer, Christian Bailly, France. And now, lady, it's time to prepare this finals. The next command, Christian.
Take your position.
So now we have 3 minutes to explain you that what's coming up in the next half an hour roundabout. We start with 3 minutes time for the athletes to take their position here on the shooting line. Many things were to do there, and the most important thing what I have forgot by the presentations were the coaches. So I use now the time to present also them. On position H for China, for Dong Chao, it will be Xiao Tie who helps him in the moment. One applause for Xiao Tie. The coach of Jan Winter on position G is Louisa Reeves. Could give me a little bit more applause, more attention, come on, we started. The coach for the Hungarian Csaba Rezic is Csaba Jako. The coach of Richard Didier will be Eric Viguet. And Jens Friemann will be coached by Jens Molleberg. Radoslav Malinovsky is coached by Dusan Malinovsky. And Renbo will be coached by Wang Jie. And Jean-Louis Michaud will be coached by Dylan Careneur. Dulin, excuse-moi. So it's a new thing that we also announce.
Good afternoon.
Coaches,
my name is Farrell van Nuven, and I'm your commentator during this final. I'm head of technical of the technical committee of WSPS. I welcome you to the final of R1 World Cup here in Châteauroux, France. This is a brand new high-tech final hall. We are watching the final of R1. The best 8 athletes from the qualification round will shoot here the final shots to find out who is the best athletes in this event. All athletes in this event are classified and are able to compete in the same class with a wide range of different disabilities. SH1 class is a group of athletes who have lower limb disabilities, which means the athletes can hold the rifle in position with both hands without support.
12 shots, 8, 14 shots, 7s, and so on.
5 minutes preparation and sighting time. Start.
So this is the next step at the preparation.
So this is the preparation time. All athletes can line out their position towards the target. The target is 10 meters away, and they will shoot with an air rifle pellet with a size of 4.5 millimeters. The target on 10 meters is 1 millimeter in diameter. Then you can shoot at 10.0. If you want to hit the bullseye, 10.9, it can come close to 0.1 millimeter.
We are in the final.
All athletes has to follow the commands of the CRO. And the first elimination is decided after 12 shots, and the gold is decided after 24 shots. After preparation time, we will have 2 series of 5 shots in 250 seconds. And after the change, it will go to shot by shot, and during one shot you have 50 seconds.
Not so really good, so please be sorry when my French is a little bit more like a German French. So it goes on, don't worry. All these shooters could hit a 10, it's a yellow dot. The yellow dot is always the last shot.
So you can see athlete is aiming.
And I think after all 5 shots we got a new score.
Here we have the commentator on the line.
But that we will see then. We have a look to the athletes. I have more information about them.
And so we are waiting till the 5 minutes of preparation time is gone, and then the CRO will take the lead and give the commands for the athletes to make the first series of 5 shots.
More applause, ladies and gentlemen. I think we must try it. We are not so much, but these less people we are in that early time here.
Now you see this athlete is sitting in a wheelchair. He is classified and he can compete against somebody who is standing in the same class due to the system.
And this job is very simple. You must tuck your hands, and this is guilty for all the others when I announce a name. So when I announce his name again, you use your head and
jury members
you cry a little bit, please. Make a show.
Who are responsible for that the procedure and the shots are fired in the right position.
Great, that's a good run. And now we try it without me because
30 seconds before the end of the preparation time, the CRO will give the command 30 seconds, and then everybody knows that they have to stop the sighting time and be prepared for the first final shots.
In Rio, Tokyo, he is a more-time medalist of the highest event, whatever is possible. But he can shoot, that we know. What he's doing when he's not shooting, he is reading, playing ping pong, table tennis. That is what we think about Chinese. And it looks like he can do it very good. His coach, Wang Ping, is also here. He lives in Sichuan, and he trying to get a gold medal today. We will see what's going on. From China, Dong Chao, applause! So we came to the next position. It will be G, and I want to have a big applause for the Danish shooter, Jan Winter. He comes from
during loading, athletes use the rifle stand so they can rest, get out of position, because it takes a lot of energy to get into position, hold the position.
He is a deaf shooter. That means he has a problem with his ears. With his ears? Not. Yes, with his ears, deaf shooting. He has a translator here. His coach is the translator.
Left,
you see her later
then the CRO will say stop,
some help. She speaks with
and the athletes get prepared for
from Denmark,
the
Jan
final
Winter.
shots.
We came to position F here. We have only 45 seconds. It becomes this time a little bit strong. I think for the next final I must plan more. Rezic Chaba, bronze medalist.
We have one athlete on the line who is deaf, so that's why you have some people on the side.
Oh, I think this first final we speak too much about how
so
to
the 30 seconds signal is given,
so but I think we see them more
that
times.
means they will stop
You
in
see
a few
definitely
seconds
that they got a
and
middle,
prepare them for the
and
5
they got many
shots,
10.
which come.
And now, when we stop this sighting preparation time, then it counts. The first stage, 5 minutes, 250 seconds, 5 shots.
Stop, unload. For the first competition series, load. Start.
So now the zero has given the start command. That means that now they can shoot 5 shots in 250 seconds. And then the zero will say stop. Within that time frame they have to complete the 5 seconds. Let's watch what's going on. So the first score has been done already at 10.3. We see already 9.9. There's some other 10s coming up. 9.0 is a little bit low for this event, but okay, the nurse will probably work a little bit. So these are actually the first shots fired in this final in an international competition here in Châteauroux, France. So the athlete will concentrate and make his best shot here during this final. Some are slow, some are fast. But here you can see that right and left-handed athletes can compete. There's space enough in this final hole. So they must feel comfortable to make their best effort. You see the concentration. But if you look at the end of the rifle, you can see almost a heartbeat of the athlete. See the finger is almost touching the trigger, concentrating for the right position, and then he pulls slowly and fires the shot. It's a combination of breathing, looking, and pulling the trigger at the right moment. And we see a 10.9. That is the maximum score you can have. That is perfect. And Jens Friedman is a 10.8 is also a very good score. Now they're getting in the right mode and make their best shots. You can watch the concentration of these athletes. And these rifles weight 4.5 kilo, so they're really heavy. So you need to support them with your non-shooting arm, and that requires a lot of energy. Holding the rifle in position and fire your shot. You can read the tension on their faces. They know it's important to compete in this competition here in this final hole.
Stop.
We'll see the first results of the first 5 shot stage.
Zverev giving command stop, so the 5 shots are fired. In the lead is Jean-Louis.
This is world class, up to the 4th place
from France. Second is from China, is Boren. And in the 3rd position
for the next competition series, load.
Okay, the Zero just gave the command for the next series 5 shots.
Start.
So we have 250 seconds for the next 5 shots. We will see what's going to happen now. So they know the first result of the competitors because the athlete can see what the others are doing in a screen in front of them. And of course now the nerves will work a little bit. They start to think about the position, and then they still have to compete in this final. So we can see that the position of Jean-Louis Michaud is walking away a little bit more from the competition at number 2. And then it follows with, one. What's gonna happen? Let's watch. Okay, we have a very bad score with Boren. That's corrected. Looking at the score, the nerves of the athletes are playing with them, and then you have to get into the right mode again. Aim, breathe, watch to the target, aim, and then fire the shot. Aim, pulls his finger to the trigger, wait, watch. Now he's aiming. If you look to the finger, yes. And then on the reaction of the athlete you can see if he's satisfied or not satisfied, but a 9 in this final is not good enough to be in the front. So you need to shoot at least a 10.0 or higher to win this match. So some athletes already had done their 5 shots. So they're waiting for the series shot by shot, which come at the next command of the CRO.
Stop.
Yeah, this applause is really right.
So now we will change to shot by shot on command of the CRO. And we see that France is still in the lead, followed by Chinese athletes.
Both China now on 2 and 3rd.
And we see there's a small difference between the athletes. Only 1 and 2, 1.8 points is really huge in this event. So we will see what's going to happen. Does he keep his front position? We will watch during the coming shots.
And also Didier Richard has to fight to.
So after 2 shots from now, we know who is going to be eliminated. And we see that the 2 Danish are at the end. So it will be very interesting to see what's going to happen.
The competition shot load.
So now the athlete has 50 seconds to make one shot. They're full in concentration because now it's a game, in or out.
Stop. And Jens Freeman is fighting 9.2 is not
so
enough.
The next shot decided which of the Danish will probably will be eliminated.
We will see what's possible by 1 shot. In the lead further on, Jean-Louis Michaud, 115.0. Applause!
For the next competition shot, load. Start.
He knows it's important for him, this shot. Look at the concentration of the athlete. He really takes time. And you see the disappointment. He's heading his head. Was it enough? We will see in a few seconds.
Stop. And we have the first decision after the 12th shot is the 8th place.
So that means that Jens Freeman is out of the competition right now with a score of 118.6.
7 athletes further on in the final.
So now we have 7 athletes on the line. In the next 2 shots, the next has to step out of this competition.
Because Mr. Malinowski has also 0.2.
And we see a 0.2 difference between the athletes. So that's very small, so it will be very interesting. And we still see that there's the difference between 1 and 2 is still growing. It's really amazing what's going to happen here.
For the next competition shot, load. Start.
You see all the athletes get into position, they loaded the rifle, start aiming for the best score. We have 2 eyes. Most of the time you can see the black part. So one eye is covered. So that means that the athlete can concentrate on one eye looking at the target. And we see the first scores coming in. 10.6 is the highest. So you see the advantage is shrink from 2.0 to 1.4 for France, but he's still in the lead. He's very strong, and we have 1 shot, and then we know who's going to be eliminated as number 7.
1.4. The advantage becomes smaller and smaller now to Chao Dong from China. Nearby Rizic and Renbo, the next shot for the 7th place.
For the next competition shot, load.
Okay, you see them loading, closing the rifle, start aiming. And there's a countdown of 50 to 0, so the athlete can see how much time, if he needs to re-aim, how much time is left. Let's see, 9.4 for France and the competitor Denmark. Oh, interesting. There's a real change in
we have the next decision,
the list, and the last number 7 is Didier Richard from France with a score of 140.9.
But one made the better one, so he is 6th place now. Radoslav Malinowski 0.9 points behind Jan Winter representing Denmark, and all shooters were nearby until the number 1.
So he is leaving his position. Now we have 6 athletes who will continue this final. And you see that the differences in score is still very small, so everything can happen during this final.
The next competition shot, load.
So the next 2 shots will decide who's going to be number 6. We see a score of 10.8, which is very good. If you are able as an athlete to shoot during the finals high scores in the 10s, then you can keep your position or go a little bit higher in the ranking. So at the first 3 we have France and 2 Chinese, and at the bottom there's only 0.3 point difference between position 5 and 6, so it's going to be interesting who's going to be eliminated during the 2 coming shots.
This becomes a fascinating final.
For the next competition shot, load. Start.
So Jan Winter knows that he has to shoot at least a 10.6 to be sure to have a chance to stay in the final.
Stop.
So the score of Jan Winter was not enough to stay in the final, so he is number 6 with a score of 160.8.
20.6 is no bad result, but not enough. 19.0, sorry. I jumped to the 4th person. At the 5th place, Radoslav Malinowski with a 20.1.
So now we have 5 athletes left. So the coming 4 shots will decide who will be the top 3. And I'm pretty sure that they get more nervous and they think about their position and their strategy how to win or stay in the final.
For the next competition, shot, load. Start.
He's still in the lead, see the concentration, and he wants to make his best shot. Rainbow at 10.7, getting closer. 10.8 for Michaud, so he keeps the lead and 1 point.
In the lead. And we have a 10.8 by Jean-Louis Michaud. Applause.
But you see the difference has shrunk to 1.3 right now. So the next shot is going to be important if the first three stay in the same position or not. And you see that Xiaodong made a bad shot with 9.2, so now he's in position 5.
For the next competition shot, load.
So there is a risk that he gets eliminated.
Start.
And during the final he was in the 3 position, so let's see if he can recover and make a good shot to stay in the final. A 10.0 maybe not enough, we will see.
Stop.
And again a big shot by the French, but we had to look to the end of the list, and the next position is decided by 181.4 points.
So you see that Xiaodong didn't made his best score, so he is eliminated with a score of 181.4.
In the final, everybody's fighting for a medal.
He put the safety line into his rifle and step out of the firing line, take his position in the back, and then 0 will give command to the next competition shot. So now there are 4 athletes left. It's important for them to stay in, because then they have the chance on the medal.
For the next competition shot, load. Start.
And the difference between position 3 and 4 is 0.9 points. Let's look what's going to happen.
Stop.
We see that Jean-Louis made a good shot, 10.7. So he keeps his position. We see that position 2 is getting close. The athletes from Hungary. China is still in position 3.
Load. Start.
And the difference between position 3 and 4 is 0.2 points, which is everything can happen right now. We will see what can happen. Now the competition is between position 3 and 4. Who's going to be in the middle or not?
Stop.
We have the next decision. The Slovakia.
So there is a decision right now. So Boren is out of the game. So the 3 positions, 1, 2, and 3 is France, Hungary, Slovakia, and it's going to be a very interesting last shots, because the top score right now is 206.2. For France, 204.8, and Slovakia is 202.4. And still everything can happen, because every shot you can have a 10.9 or a 0. So that's very bad. Let's see what's going to happen in the next shots.
For the next competition shot, load.
So now is the decision for the bronze medal.
Start.
And it's normal that during the last 3 athletes in the final that the audience start to clap to make more noise, to get more tension in the final hall. The athletes know they still have to compete and win.
Stop.
And you see now the nerves take place. The French athlete is still in the lead, and his advantage is growing to 2.2 to number 2. And you see that the difference between 2 and 3 is also getting bigger.
For the next competition shot, load. Start.
First shot is fired at 10.3, 10.5, and a 10.0. There's no change in the positions of the first 3. And the first medalist, bronze medalist, is from Slovakia, Radoslav Melanovsky, with a score of 221.6. So we see that the difference between the position 1 and 2 is now reduced to 1.9, and now everything can happen in the coming 2 shots. Who's going to be number 1 and who's going to be number 2?
Start.
Who has the best nerves? They take their time. Because one small failure can say gold or silver. A 9.7 towards a 10.4.
Stop.
Yes, that is what we want. That is the final 10.4 for Jean-Louis Michaud. The next shot is for gold.
For the next competition shot, load.
So this is the last final shot, unless we have a tie. You see the concentration. And if you look close, you can see the heartbeat of the athlete. A 9.9 and 10.6, but it's enough.
Results are final.
The results are final. We see that first competition here in this new final hall is somebody from France, Jean-Louis Michaud, with a score of 246.7. It's really amazing. What we're seeing here is really, very good. So now every athlete's put in a safety line, and we get a presentation of the first 3 medalists in a second.
Special was this time me, because my announcing for the beginning was for the 15 minutes preparation time.
Of course the coach is happy, the athlete is happy. I think France is happy.
We become better. But we have a grandiose winner. Big applause for the French, and also for silver medalist.
So now we get a presentation of the 3 medalists, final medalists.
Malinovsky is also coming in the middle for the presentation of the medalists. And stay here and give them a really big applause, because for them That means a grand success. 2 of them got a quarter place, and eventually they should hear the Olympic Games.
And during this competition we have quarter places, so now we get a presentation of the 3 medalists.
These are the winners of R1 men's 10-meter air rifle standing. The bronze medal, 221.6 points, representing Slovakia, Radoslav Malinovsky. The silver medal, 244.8 points, representing Hungary, Csaba Hesic. And the gold medal winner, 246.7 points.
Now we have an overview of the total final results, 1 to 8, silver, gold, silver and bronze.
It's a good time for the press. We'll see us in the next 45 minutes, 30 up to 45. For the next final, it will be the R2 woman event. Thanks to the audience. Extremely, you were really great. Next time you can begin earlier to cry. It's allowed in the final. We want to have show. We want to have your applause. It's good for the athletes. They love that. Thank you very much. See you later in a few minutes.
Thank you for watching, and I'll see you back at 1:45. Goodbye.